Hey, gorgeous souls. How are you today? Hope you're having a beautiful day in your world, wherever that might be, and whatever you might be up to in this moment. I am feeling this this deep need to share this message today. And while I do share a message typically every day, sometimes they just feel really intense, like they need to be brought through me to be shared, because when they are, then it's touching somebody's life who needs to hear it or needs to experience the shift that can happen instantly by just being aware of the message. And what's funny and ironic about this is that earlier today, hey Allison, I couldn't go online. Our internet was out for I think it was at least 3 hours. And I'm like, what is going on? I really need to come and share this. And it was almost that when we need to be a channel for the divine to come through, are we willing to, stay with it and do it and actually, make it happen? Or are we just going to look at, other things as a sign, or, well, I shouldn't be doing it today. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow, or, later next time. And so as soon as I got internet, I decided, hey, this is time. I need to share this message right here, right now. So here we go. So one thing that I've realized through my process the past probably 20 years or so, through all of the inner work I've done and the practices that have become part of my life, and the really the connection that I have created between myself and the divine, especially the divine feminine, has shed a lot of light on what I was doing when I was actually holding back previously from listening to my heart and my soul. And what has come through for me in a big way is seeing that when we push away what our soul really needs, right? It's not just that the soul craves or desires, but it's what the soul needs. Our soul needs nourishment. Our soul needs caring, right? Our soul needs to shine. Our soul needs to feel free. Our soul needs has these needs, right? And our heart has these desires and wants as well. One of my desires is to serve, right? I love serving humanity. And so that's a true heart desire, want, craving for me. And so what I realized in the past 20 years through doing this work and starting to really embrace myself, truly who I am at the core level of my essence, and seeing myself as this limitless being that can really do and be and have and create anything in my world, is that when I gave up the need to control and really started tuning into allowing the support to come through of the divine feminine, using the goddess energy and Mother Mary's energy and Isis energy and really just the Mother Earth energy and the moon energy, I started moving out of the way. And when I did that, I started seeing that when I pushed away what my soul needed and desired, or my heart wanted and desired, it was because I didn't feel worthy of having that, right? Or I didn't feel worthy of being that, or I didn't feel worthy of allowing myself to go to that next level. And so what really happens is when we have something that is calling to us, right? I feel like we have these inner callings, these stirrings within us that they come up, and it's that thing where you know that there's more, right? There's something calling to you, and sometimes you might not know what that is, but it's calling you. And instead of allowing yourself to really sink into, okay, this is what my soul actually needs and what my heart desires, you instantly create a story of well, I'm not good enough for that, or I'm not adequate enough for that yet, or I'm not worthy of having that, or I'm not worthy of receiving that, or I'm not deserving of being that. And it's all just such a lie, and almost like a slap in the face to the divine of saying oh, I know you put me here in this body, in this lifetime, on this planet to be all of who I am and to serve my soul and my heart, but I'm not going to do that because I don't feel worthy enough, even though you were born worthy, right? You were literally put on this planet to be who you are, to share the message that you're meant to share, to live out your soul's purpose, to let your heart feel light and let yourself be free and experience, right? Really experience a joyful, fulfilling life. But yet, if you don't allow yourself to feel worthy of it, or really know, right? It's a knowing that you're worthy of it, then you're going to constantly be pushing away and pushing away and pushing away. And then what happens? We're constantly seeking, we're constantly trying to keep up, we're constantly comparing, we're constantly in victimhood, we're constantly holding on to shame and guilt and anger and resentment and fear and doubt and all of the things that are so separate from who we truly are and from what our soul needs and what our heart desires, that we're not living. And what happens when we allow ourselves to be supported by the divine feminine and we say, you know what? I call on you, mother, whatever you want to call it. You could say divine mother, you could say divine feminine energy, you could call on specific goddesses, ascended masters, whoever it is, right? And this isn't all about divine feminine, but she is calling us at this point on this planet to come together to heal the pieces of ourselves that need healed, to allow ourselves to be free of those karmic chains that say you're not worthy, you're not deserving, you're not enough, you're whatever the story is that you're holding, that you're not living out your soul's needs and heart's desires. And she's here to say, I'm with you. I've got you. I'm supporting you. I'm here to take those things away. I want to go and reach into your heart and the depths of it and pull out the pain and the sorrow and the grief and the sadness. I want to hold you and cradle you in my arms so that you can feel supported and connected. I want to come to you with my light and my energy to help you be free of all of those limitations and restrictions and perceived inadequacies that hold you back from living out your purpose, right? She's here to support us, to guide us, to nurture us, and to also really love us fiercely and let those pieces and things that are in our way be dissolved and burnt down and removed completely. The divine feminine energy is so transformational and healing that when we allow ourselves to be in a place of listening to what our soul needs and following our heart's desires with the support, literally asking, Divine Mother, I want your support right now. I ask you to support me in this journey, in this venture, in this new idea I'm creating, whatever it is for you. When you ask and call on that support, the support is there for you. But 9 times out of 10, if you're not calling on the support, or you don't feel you're worthy of the soul's needs and heart's desires, then you're limiting your life and you're limiting what you are going to experience in this lifetime. And that is really sad, right? So when we put ourselves in a position to be deeply cared for and nurtured and supported and transformed and healed, we let the light shine through. And when the light is there, there is no darkness, right? There is no limit to anything, right? Because the light dissolves all of that, right? It removes it and dissolves it from even being there. And from that place, you get to create, right? You get to live, you get to be, you get to, again, follow your intuition and not live in that place of low self-worth, low self-confidence, low self-value, of being in any way, shape, or form in a place of limiting what is truly and actually meant for you to experience in this lifetime. So you have to say yes. And what happens and what's so beautiful is when you say yes to letting the divine feminine support you and working through you, right? Letting yourself truly be a channel of her power and her grace and her love. When you allow that to happen, you start seeing yourself in a new way, right? You start having a deeper connection with God. You start perceiving the true reality of what's actually happening in such a bigger way. Because what we see in this reality is like this minute, tiny freaking piece of what's really happening. So when you put yourself in a position and in a place in a space of letting yourself be supported by the divine feminine, and you start listening to what your soul needs and honoring it, and you start listening to what the heart needs and honoring it and honoring her through you, you start to really truly experience life in a way that feels joyful and feels light and feels limitless and feels fun and feels playful and pleasurable and freeing, and just it's literally living, right? That's what we're here to do, is to live and experience, not sit back in those old ways, not ask for support, struggle and suffer and constantly wish for more. That's not living. So what I want you to ask yourself today is, are you willing to allow yourself to be supported by the divine feminine to let your soul's needs be honored, to let your heart's desires be honored, and to truly honor who you are at the divine level, because you are absolutely sacred, you are absolutely limitless, and you are absolutely deserving of everything that is calling to you. I promise you that. So I really wanted to just share that message with you today. If you need to go back and watch, do so. If you need to share it with a soul sister who needs to hear this, do so. I'm sending you so much love, and I'm telling you, when you say yes, right? When you finally give yourself this permission slip, this ticket, whatever you want to call it, and you say yes to honoring the soul's needs, the heart's desires, your divine feminine within, what happens? It's like this initiation of magic. And the universe then responds and says, oh yeah, okay, here we go. Now she's with it. Now she's letting us support her. Now she's following her purpose. Now she's listening to her heart and her soul. And then the things that unfold in life are so much more beautiful and graceful and easy and joyful. So this is your invitation, that if your soul feels this need to be loved and nourished and cherished and supported, and your heart is like, I want this, I desire to live more joyfully and to feel free and to not struggle and suffer, today is the last day to register for early bird pricing for the Bali Retreat. And I can tell you that each day we're working with a different divine feminine master. And so throughout the process, not only are you letting yourself change and elevate and transform and heal the pieces and dissolve what's not working, and then also be immersed in the magic and the lushness and the spirituality and the true abundance of the Divine Mother, but you're learning these new ways of invoking the goddess, of evoking these pieces of the Divine Feminine in your life. And so you learn the practices and you work with the energy, and you come out like a whole entire new being, right? It's like taking off this old, dirty, heavy, yucky, dusty cloak and standing in this beautiful queen gown of gold and light and just such beauty and power and grace. So that is what I'm sharing with you today. And I'm telling you that if you say yes to this experience, you will have a most life-changing and altering, not just experience there, but it radiates out into your life afterwards. So if you have any questions about it, let me know. I can tell you from experience of watching women go through these journeys of these retreats for the last 10 years, that everybody comes with their own ideas of what's wrong with them or what's not working in life. And everybody ends up seeing the true reality that, again, everything is connected. We are all interconnected. And everybody leaves with this sense of a deeper connection to their self, to their soul, to the planet, to the divine. And that then leads to living life in a way that just feels so much more easy and fulfilling and magical. So I'm inviting you into the magic. If it's been calling you and you're in a place of not feeling like you're worthy of it, I'm telling you that that's not true, okay? Reach out to me if you have questions about this, if you need to do some deeper work on it. I'm here for you, okay? Have an amazing, beautiful, and wonderful and divine day. Sat Nam.